Hey, good morning. Welcome in. Happy Saturday, guys. Um, just gonna go ahead and get some batch cooking done today. Got several things that I will be doing. I'm gonna start some bread in the bread maker. So we'll go ahead and get that started first of all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in 1 1/2 cups of warm water. You don't want it to be overly warm because you don't want to kill the yeast. And then we're going to go in with excuse me, we're going to go in with some 1 teaspoon of active fast acting yeast. So we get that off in the bread maker. I know that that's 1 teaspoon left in there. Then we're going to go in with 3 cup, excuse me, they say sugar, but I like to use honey. So we're going to go in with 2 tablespoons of honey. And you want that to be the raw, pure stuff, not that processed stuff. So go in with that. And I always spray the spoon so that you can get it off easier with some cooking spray. Cooking oil, get that off in there. Okay. And then we'll go in with our flour. So our flour is going to be 3 cups of flour going in here. Well, actually 4 cups. And then you can see sometimes you need 4 1/2. It just depends on how your dough is mixing up, how it's looking. I use unbleached flour. So we got 1 cup going in. So, don't want to start making a mess early this morning. Hope you guys are having a good day and preparing for this incoming weather that we're going to be having, because the prediction here is snow and ice possibly. So hope everybody's preparing and staying ahead of everything, getting what you need in your home so that you, in case it does hit, you're not having to run out and try to get out and get something in stores, could possibly not be open again. A part of being prepared for whatever, may come. So hope you guys are doing just that if you're in the affected areas. So I'm going to go ahead and just, go ahead and put in the last cup, which would be 4 in flour. Let's see. All right. And then all we need after that is going in with 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And again, you just want to make sure you get all your ingredients in there. So that's a teaspoon there. Another teaspoon. So we have everything in that we need minus our sourdough starter. So guys, look at this. I fed her last night. Nice and bubbly. Good starter here. So we're going to go ahead and get in a cup of the starter. Get that poured off in there. She is nice and bubbly. It means she's good and active. All right. And then what I'll do with her is feed my starter again for after. Possibly get some rolls made today to get the starter in there. Get a spatula. Get everything off that spoon. All right. Get our lid closed down. Let's go ahead and get this powered on. Let's see what's going on with that, and we'll get the bread maker going, and then we'll come back because we'll be starting on marinating our meats for the freezer. All right, guys, welcome back. So now I want to go ahead and start some freezer prep with some meats, and that way I have that in my freezer. It's already in a marinade. It's ready. All it has to be done, pull it from the freezer and put your sides together, and you've got a meal. So right here I've got some pork chop for my husband. So what I did on these is just put some total seasoning on them. And now I'm going to get them into my Ziploc bag where they're going to go to be stored in the freezer. But I'm going to make a teriyaki marinade for them. And then they'll lay out flat, and I'll be able to actually stack them in my freezer the way I want to save room. So whenever we make freezer meals or things like that, if you stack them, lay your stuff flat and stack them, then it gives you more room in the freezer itself. So next we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get tamari, about 1/4 of a cup, in my measuring cup. And we're going to make a teriyaki marinade so that they can already be marinating. And then while they're marinating, that means when we get them out, they'll be nice and tasty. We're going to do equal parts water, 1/4 cup of water. And then we're going to go in with some onion powder. Let's go ahead and do a healthy teaspoon of onion powder. Also, a healthy teaspoon of garlic powder. Get that in. We're going to go in with a 1/2 teaspoon of the crushed red pepper for a little bit of heat. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and grate in some fresh ginger, and I just keep my ginger in my freezer in a bag, in a Ziploc bag. So we're going to grate in about 1 teaspoon of ginger. Like ginger, so I think that's good. Add that. And see, like I said, I just stored in the freezer in a bag. I'm going to put this back in the freezer and grab out my garlic from the fridge. And we're going to go ahead and get some garlic up in this mix. All right. Oh, and brown sugar, guys. So I've got brown sugar here in a measuring cup. I'm going to go in with 1/4 of brown sugar. And we're just going to mix that up. Get it all incorporated. Didn't put any salt in it, and didn't put any black pepper in it. You can add if you want. I didn't because I put in that total seasoning, so I didn't feel like I needed that. So let me just wash this pan because I want to use it to lay my bag down when I finish, because again, you want to do your freezer meals and make it convenient so you're not taking up all the freezer space. So you freeze your bags, lay them down, and then that way it gives you room in your freezer. Once these bags freeze, then you can easily just go ahead and stand them up and conserve the room in your freezer. So just pour your marinade in. There we go. We're just going to take it off the bag, get the air out. And it's, like I said, so good to have, you know, and then you just want to, I lay it out and you just kind of turn it over. Of course, I've labeled my bag So it has what it is and what kind of marinade. So again, you're just gonna lay that and press everything in there flat. And if you see any kind of error, you want to just crack your bag a bit. Make sure you get it out. And then zip it back up. You want as much air out of the bag as possible. So just make sure there's no air. There we go. One freezer meat down. We have another one to prepare. And then we have, I believe, some ground beef to prepare. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we're back with the chicken thighs. I got them out. They're boneless, skinless. I washed them, cleaned them because I always clean the fat off of them. I use total seasoning on them. That's all I sprinkle on them, because the first group of thighs that we're gonna go ahead and marinate in a bag will be a garlic, cilantro, lime. So we're gonna go in with half of this. All right, so we got the chicken in there. And next we're gonna just take a little help from the grocery store and use this cilantro lime. It has good ingredients in it by Badea. I use a lot of their products. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that over the chicken. All right, get these gloves on. And then I'm gonna get my bag off, and again, you know, we want to get all the air out so that you don't have air left in your bag. Same thing, you want to kind of flip it around, and at this point you can check if you feel like, oh, I need more marinade. You can add more marinade or what have you, but I believe, the perfect amount in here. And again, we've just labeled our bag cilantro lime chicken and put the date on it. Now we're going to add it to the pan, lay it flat, because that's the way we want to freeze it. Now the next one that we'll marinate will be a harissa chicken marinade. So I get my bag and I'm going to go ahead and label what it is. So this will be a harissa chicken marinade. And this is good for the grill. Good for grilling, and you can make it into sliced up salads, sandwiches, wraps, whatever. But this just, again, is a conveniency to have meats already prepped and ready. And then you don't have to worry about, you know, you got to come home, you got to figure out what you're going to eat. You can easily get up in the morning and pull your meats out and have them thawed so that when you come home from work, you're good to go. All you have to do is get going on getting your food together and knowing what vegetables you have. So we're going to go ahead and go in this bag with the chicken thighs. Again, it has total seasoning on them, but this side of the chicken thighs also got some cumin on them. So we're going in with that. Get all of those in. Okay. Put the pan out the way. So the next thing we're going to go in, as I said, with some harissa. This is a spicy Caribbean paste, so we're going to go in with that. And it's going to be a couple of tablespoons. Okay, I did 2. Next, we're going to get a squeeze of a half a lemon in there. Add in there. And we're going to go in with some garlic. Gotta make me some more garlic, because none of that. And then the next is going to be olive oil. So we'll go in with a tablespoon of that, and that's the marinade. Then all you have to do is again take it off. Let's make sure we get air up out of it. And you're just going to work it around in the bag like so. You get the chicken covered and coated. So again, just making it easy so that when you need to cook, you can take the thought out of it. The only thing you have to think about is, what do I want to have for my sides? I know I have something that I can pull out and, you know, put on the grill, do in the air fryer, with whatever you choose to do. You can do it, but then you have it ready in your freezers, ready to go. Simple Harissa chicken marinade. Again, we label our bags and lay them out flat. Now we'll put these 3 bags in the freezer. So this is what we got. So we got 3 different protein meals. We'll put these in the freezer, lay them flat. Once they freeze flat, I will take them out and stand them up in the freezer to keep them organized. And that's how I like to do it. So next we'll tackle some, I believe it's gonna be meatballs or either breakfast sandwiches. All right, guys. All right, guys, so the next thing we're gonna go ahead and prep for the freezer is just a bit of taco meat to have. So if my husband wants to have a Taco Tuesday, he can. We generally don't do ground beef. We got a meat package, and so it had beef in it. You couldn't substitute turkey, unfortunately. So we'll just make the best of it, because again, we have nothing to waste. So I had here a skillet, because it's about 1.5 pounds of the beef. We're going to go ahead and get that heating up. We're going to go ahead and put in a bit of oil in our pan, just grapeseed oil. Not going to put very much, because of course we know ground beef is going to render some fat of its own, so I don't need to, you know, overdo it on that, as they say. So let's just get that in the pan and go ahead and break it up, and we'll get that browning and cooked off, and then we'll get it in its bag to cool and to lay flat so it can be a freezer meal meat. And then that'll help, because again, this is making it easier for you. If you pre-marinate some meats, get them in your freezer, have them, you can go back and pull them out and easily know what you're going to have for dinner as far as your protein. And then you can go into whatever sides you want, which sides are always the easiest to prepare. So, you know, that's what you can do. It makes life a whole lot easier. It puts you ahead, especially if you're working and you have different things and different obligations, kids or what have you. Then this definitely makes it easy. So we'll go ahead and get that browned up, and we'll come back when we get it ready to go in the bag. Okay guys, welcome back. So I got some fried eggs. I had 3 bagels. I thought I had more than that, but I didn't. So I just did 3 bagel sandwiches to have for prep for breakfast for my husband for the week. So I've got Canadian bacon on the bagels. And then I'm just going to put a bit of the cheddar shredded cheese on here. The bagels have been toasted. And that way everything's ready to go. You can pop it in when you want to heat it up. You can go in the air fryer or the toaster. And again, you know, I put shredded cheese on here. I shred my cheese myself. So got that on there. Now we're going to get our eggs on there. That right over the cheese, and of course it'll melt. Alright, get that ready. There we go. Got that nicely done. And put some water in the pan. Let it sit over residual heat. And then all I do, of course, is just take the lids from on. You have nice bagel sandwiches, and that's really good breakfast prep to have. Nice bagel, Canadian, and bacon and egg sandwiches. And what I'll do now is wrap them in the parchment paper. And I just get these pre-parchment paper sheets from the Dollar Tree, and I use those. Sometimes I have the roll ones, but we just want to go ahead and wrap these up. And then you have a nice little sandwich wrapped up, and you're ready to go for the week. And I'll slip those inside of a Ziploc bag, store them in the refrigerator. If they're not going to be for that week, then store them in your freezer with your date on them, and you're good to go. That's easy as that. Having breakfast ready for the kids, the husband, whoever it is that needs to have breakfast in the morning, have it ready. You know, I would have made more if I would have had more bagels. I didn't realize I was low, and I didn't plan to make any today, but that's okay. These three will start us off. I may end up doing a batch of English muffins. We'll see. Okay, guys, so we've got, of course, the ground beef is done, taco season. So we're going to go ahead and get it into our Ziploc bag, just spoon it in there. And again, this is going to be another freezer meal that'll be in the freezer for Taco Tuesday. You know, making tacos, you can use it, make taco salad, you know, whatever it is that you want to do for your Taco Tuesday. And I actually probably could have used a quart size bag, but oh well. I do want to spread it out in the bag because, again, we want everything laying flat so that you can easily stand it up in your freezer and you won't take up a bunch of space like that. And that's the whole idea, is to not take up all that excess space. So we'll get the air out. And that's the way we want it to freeze, flat. All right. And there we have it all flattened out. And I don't particularly like these bags. They don't want to, note to self not to buy these particular freezer bags because they've got these zipper lines, but it just takes an act of Congress with them. And again, I've labeled it, and I'll just lay it out like that. And again, this is just seasoned taco meat that my husband can have for a meal, because I definitely don't do beef, but he will eat beef. So we have that. We'll get it on a pan and let it begin to freeze for the freezer. And we'll be back because I think next we'll make our egg bites. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get some egg bites going so that we can get them into the oven. I'm gonna crack 6 eggs in a bowl, as you can see. All cracked. And then again, this is just a freezer prep day to get food in the freezer to have for when you don't want to cook or you don't have time to, you know, get up and get this all started. So let me wash my hands. All right. So we'll go ahead, get these eggs whipped up. And then we'll be adding other ingredients, of course, to the eggs. And that's my oven letting me know it's ready, set. But before we can get anything in the oven, we want to go ahead and do up our vegetables and such. So, so I have going in it, and it's your choice of what you want to put in your egg bites and stuff. We're going to do, I have a bit of Impossible sausage meat here, plant-based sausage. So we're going to go in with the rest of that. We'll start browning that. Just get in and get that all mixed up. That's a spicy one. And with this, we're going to add, once we get it cooking, we'll add a mixture of white onion, yellow pepper, and some mushroom and spinach. And we'll get that all going and cooking in there. And then once we get it browned, and we'll get it into the egg mixture, get it mixed up, and get it into our oven to bake. So we're gonna work on getting all of that sauteed off and getting that going, and we'll be right back. All right, now that I got that going, and you can hear it sizzling, cooking well, we're gonna go ahead and add in those chopped vegetables. Get them into the mix. All this nice and incorporated. And this is a really simple recipe. You can also make it and put it in a 9x9. On the other hand, I'm going to do them in muffin tins. That way you can have single usage. So get that mixed around, and then I'm going to grab my spinach out of the freezer. Get some of that in there. Anywhere you can sneak in greens and veggies, why not? Nice good handful, because we know it's going to cook down to nothing. That's just the given for spinach. It's one of those vegetables that cook into nothing. So we get that mixed around. Cooking good. And instead of letting like if you buy fresh spinach from the store and you have it at home, don't let it go bad. Just easily take it. If you're not going to use it as soon as you thought you were, go ahead and get it out and put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in your freezer. That way you have it, and then there's no waste. You're not wasting anything. You know, you still have your spinach, and you can use it for several different things, adding it to scrambles like this, or you can add it in the smoothies. So we're going to go on with a little bit of seasoning. We're just going to give it a little bit of salt, and then we're going to get a little bit of pepper in there. A couple turns of black pepper, your preference. Cooking down pretty good. And these will again go in the oven. You can either bake them in a 9x9 pan, or you can put them in muffin tins. And I'm choosing to do the muffin tins today. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and use these little cupcake liners. Set them in. That way they're in like a little holder. Keep them going the way I want to. All right, got those lined up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and while we're letting that just kind of get down, we're going to finish up the egg mixture, which is going to contain a 1/4 cup of milk. Then we're going to go in with some cottage cheese. This open. And with the cottage cheese, it's going to be 1 cup going in. And cottage cheese just adds more protein for you. And you don't really, taste it, so that's a good thing. Always need protein Watch what you're eating, how you're eating. And then we'll have some dairy-free cheese also going in. All right, mix that in. And then I'm gonna get cracked black pepper in here and a little salt in the eggs. We don't want it to be, you know, salty or anything. So got that mixture all mixed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and spoon that over in to my egg mixture. It's getting all that in there. Spinach, bell pepper, onion, salt, pepper, and Impossible sausage meat, so plant-based meat in here. If I would have had some just egg on hand, I would have added that, but unfortunately I didn't have any, so I just used the regular eggs. Get that mixed up, and then go ahead and add in the vegan cheese here. A little bit of cheddar cheese in there. If I can get it open, I know it's open. I think it's open. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it's open. Because here lately, I struggle to open up stuff. All right, so I'd say that was 1/4 of a cup. Mix that in. Oh goodness, fighting to get the spinach off. Okay. All right, so now I'll just get a scoop to ladle it in. Maybe I'll do my, this is a 1/2 cup scoop. We'll see where we're at with just pouring it in. So a little short of the scoop. Don't completely fill it up, because you know you have to leave room for the eggs and stuff to rise. And just go in, and again we're just filling them up. And I guess I really should have come on that side, so let me move, bring it closer here. Maybe right here. And we just go in with our mixture. And again, this is high protein. You got the cottage cheese in here. You got the Impossible sausage meat. So you got good combinations. Just go back and top off the ones that look like they might have been shortchanged. As you know, we ain't leaving nothing back. We get everything out. Everything. So there we go. Good deal. So get that little spillage from off there so it doesn't burn on the pan. Okay, so we're going to get these into a preheated oven, 355 degrees. They're going in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. All right, let me pop those in. Pop this out. and we'll see you back once they're done. Okay guys, so several things going on. Just got my bread out of the bread maker, so I'm going to set that to the side. Excuse any background noise because I do have the air fryer going with some wings in it for my honey. There's the egg bites, so we're going to let those cool. Once they cool, we'll go ahead and we'll get them out, and then we'll package them up in the Ziploc bags. They can go in the freezer once they're cool. So there's where we're at. Got a loaf of bread finished. We've got egg bites out of the oven. Let's see if there's anything else I can check off the list before I call it a day for me. All right, see you guys back here in a few. Okay guys, so I'm back, and I had one more push left in me, so I decided to make some sourdough discard chocolate chip cookies. I forgot to turn on the camera before I started mixing up. Recipe, very simple. 2.5 cups of flour, teaspoon of baking powder, baking soda, 2/3 cup of your sourdough discard, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla going in, and you have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And now I'm just going to go on with some chocolate morsel bits and mix those up, and then these will be ready to go. I'm going to bake a few, and then the rest will be, like everything else today, going to the freezer so that it can be for a later date, you know, when you want something sweet, or my husband wants something sweet rather, because he's the sweet head. You can just go in and get them and pull them out and bake them, pop them right in to the oven. So we'll just add just a tiny bit more. And you know, you can always just use all of those, saving that little bit. You can always add pecans, walnuts in here if you want, you know, whatever you want. Make it your own, and get it mixed in. And then all we're going to do is, again, scoop it up, get it on the cookie sheet, and you can bake it for about 12 minutes. They should be done. If not, you can go back in a little bit longer, but usually 12 to 15 minutes is good. So we're just getting them scooped out onto our little cookie sheet. And again, I'm not cooking all of these. I'm just going to make some, and then the rest are going to be put into the freezer to flash freeze, and then I can put them into bags, and then we'll have those for a later date. And again, these are sourdough discard chocolate chip cookies. Just, you know, to have a nice little treat around the house. And then you have it, like I said, whenever you feel like you want a cookie, then guess what? You can have a cookie. So I'm going to go ahead and get these in the oven, and we'll get a timer set for 12 minutes. Let's do that over here on my iPad. Get this timer set. And it also, like I said, depends on your oven. So sometimes ovens cook faster, sometimes it cooks slower. You know, we're all over with that. Just depends on your oven. So I'm going to go ahead and get out another pan, and I'm going to put a piece of parchment on it, and I'm just going to go ahead and put cookies, scoop cookies on this pan so that they can go in the freezer and flash freeze. And then I'll be able to just go ahead and get them out, put them in a bag, seal them up for a later date. And I might even vacuum seal these to get a little bit longer life out of them. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Our last bit of freezer meal prepping for today. It's been a really good day with the prep going on. Close out of the oven. So we'll just get these scooped out. And again, I'm just going to put these in the freezer and freeze them, flash freeze them as they say. And then once I flash freeze them, I'll be able to pull them out of the freezer and place them into Ziploc bags. And then we'll be able to have these
whenever you want. You can just pull them from wherever you want. So I'm going to place these in the freezer. And I'll bring you back once the cookies are done. Okay guys, so we're back, and here's the ending of our day. Bread, seasoned taco meat for the freezer. We've got the marinated chicken, harissa marinated chicken. Then we have a garlic citrus marinated chicken thighs. We have pork chops, teriyaki. We have the breakfast egg bites. We have sourdough discard chocolate chip cookies. These are just to try to see what we think. And then we also have our breakfast Canadian bacon, egg, and cheese on bagels. And then we have our freezer cookie dough that we've got. We're just flash freezing these in the freezer so that we can have to store. And all of this was a day's of worth of prep work to get me further ahead. That way it makes life so much easier. Thank you for coming back into my kitchen with me, Digitally Fit and Fabulous. Love seeing you guys here. Like, subscribe, and please comment on things that you may want to see, or if you need recipes and didn't quite catch them, just let me know. God bless you guys, and have a great Saturday evening.